If this is your first time to the channel, please do so. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications so that way you don't miss another video like this one coming your way. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. It does help our channel grow. Please feel free to leave a comment. We do get back to all of our comments. This video is not intended for children under the age of 17 years old. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of MOE'S Touring, come from my room to yours. And today, here we go, folks. It's a little oldie, but it's a goodie because I recently just picked this bad boy up and I got a really good deal on it. And I really wanted it so bad. But when it originally hit shelves, I could not find it. And a fellow eBayer had this thing up there for $37 with free shipping. Man, I just could not pass. So just saying, you want this, head on to eBay, check them out right now. Because I think what's going on is people are buying these horror boxes that they're having, these blind boxes. And they're buying them and they're just bringing stuff that they probably already had. So they're reselling it on eBay for an even cheaper price just to get rid of it. Hey, thank you guys, because it was my score, and I know on the shelves when this thing was hitting at Target shelves, retail shelves, it was about 60 bucks. I think that was the price, around $60. All right, so here is the Bride of Chucky and Tiffany. This product is made by Neca and it's for ages 17 and up. This is an amazing looking 2-pack. As you can see, Tiffany and Chucky kicking back behind their window pane, locked in a plastic prison, as they have finally made it here to MOE'S Toy Room. And let me tell you something, folks, just off the glance of all this window art going on right now, I'm saying window art, these figures are amazing. These are probably some of the best Chucky and Tiffany figures that Neca has ever made. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's turn this bad boy to the side. You can see right there, there is that badass Tiffany right there. Woo, a pistol in hand, just doing it. Her piercing eyes, everything just working. Neca Real Toys right there at the bottom. You can see on her jacket right there, they even have the zipper on there on the package. Looks real cool. Bride of Chucky on the very back, folks. Look, this includes an axe, yes. Necklace, yes. 2 guns, yes. 2 knives, an interchangeable Chucky head. Boom, right there, folks. Man, I'm just speechless. But right there, you can see Chucky with that necklace that he uses where he could jump into bodies and everything else that he does with it. Yeah, this is a classic movie, and I am so trying. I don't know, folks, so let me know in the comments, because I have been getting into collecting steelbooks. Okay, so I'm going to have to move it back a little bit. Getting into collecting steelbooks. What steelbook is it's media. It's Blu-ray DVDs that come out, and they come out in a really hard metal casing. So the actual book that holds the Blu-rays in it is steel, and they call them steelbooks. Is there a Bride of Chucky steelbook out there? Let me know, because I cannot find one anywhere, and I've been looking, been after one. So please leave it in the comments. Let me know. And if you know where I could find one, just let me know even on that. I would really appreciate it. All right, so now on this side, you got the pattern of what Chucky's wearing, his good guy doll outfit, right there throughout the box, all the way around. And you got that amazing artwork that just goes on right there. And then, boom, there is the trio of death. Yes, I just said that. They are amazing. Yes, all day long. Bring it to me, Neca. Bring it to me. Yes, I finally got these, and these bad boys are hot. All right, folks, first off, tail of the tape. We're going to get into everything that these guys bring. In case Tiffany falls over, she's very top heavy. So I don't have no Neca stands, and on her feet, she does have the holes for the Neca stands. I will show you that, but Chucky does not. So he stands on his own, and Chucky's looking easily at about 5¼ inches. Yeah, which is about 13 and a quarter centimeters, maybe a little bit more. Tiffany, on the other hand, is a little bit bigger. She's checking in slightly under 5½ inches, and she's almost there at about 14 centimeters. Okay, so these figures are amazing, even though Tiffany is very top heavy because of the hair, because of the molding. Her headpiece is very heavy. They gave her the breast, they gave her the vinyl coat. Everything is very top heavy. There's a wire that runs amongst her dress here, which is very cool. These guys have real clothing on, and I'm going to flat out tell you this straight up. I've unboxed and reviewed a lot of figures on this channel. You can look down and you can see how many reviews I've done. I have been in this game for decades. Okay, I'm not talking over the last 5 years or whatever it is. Maybe on this channel, yeah, but as far as being a collector, I've been a collector for decades, and I started with Star Wars collecting, but I've always loved horror, and we've never had anything like this. I know this is a bit of an older item, and I'm going to tell you that right now, and I picked it up on a deal on eBay, but these guys are probably the best Chucky and Tiffany action figures that I've seen so far. They are knocking it out the park, folks, and let's get down to what they bring. But I just want to point that out before I would forget. You get that alternate Chucky head, which I absolutely love. And if you guys are not familiar with my TikTok channel, MOE'S Toy Room, also on TikTok, you got to see the video I did with these two. It just came out really good, and people are loving it. So you got the staples on the head. Everything is just right on the money. And I know that Neca did some life-size figures, versions of these. And I did see them when I did a toy hunt last year sometime when they first came out at the toy shop. My good friend Jorge had them when he first got them in. And I went the first day and I looked at them. And they were just amazing. Like, I've never seen nothing like that, the way that they looked. And it was this version of these two that Neca did. And I want to buy those, but they are very expensive, and they are in stock right now online in the Neca store. So yeah, they retail on the Neca store for about $400 each, but they're life size. Okay, so here you have the axe, which is very sharp at the end. Okay, so watch out with little ones for that. Okay, and then you also have two versions of the knife. I will hold them up at the same time for you could see them. One is very thinner. One of them is just, yeah, straight up knife. This is some Michael Myers shit right here. This is, but with these two, they figure out anything just to kill you. Okay. So one thing I am surprised that they didn't do is I'm surprised that they didn't put the nail gun in here. So if they would have had the nail gun in this one, my God. And then they have the amulet. Okay, this is the one that he would use. Charles Lee Ray would use to jump from, doll to doll, body to body. However, he was trying to get into a normal body of a little kid. So that way he could start life all over. I don't remember the exact words, but it's like something creme de la. Give me the power that feeds me. And then you almost get confused because you want to do like what they did in Army of Darkness. Klaatu Farata. So it's kind of like the same strategy, but I always enjoy seeing those parts of those movies because they are extremely funny. So, but one thing very cool is they got these badass guns right here. So you look at the size of these. So, like I said, I did a kick-ass TikTok video on these two, and it came out really good. and I put the song to it, White Wedding from Billy Idol, and it just worked out. People are just popping for it. So there you go. I had fun with these two. I just had to. And that's what we're doing now. So yeah. All right, folks. So let's head into this review. We're going to review Chucky first. So we will move Tiffany aside. God, these figures are nice. They really are. They are so cool. Okay, so one thing I am gonna express is when I did the alternate head change up during the TikTok video, the dumbbell joint that's in his neck is very, very small and it's very fragile. So be on the lookout for that. Don't try to force things, because I have had some in the past where that has broken and the figure's done after that. But with this one, it hung in there. So yeah, don't try to force it. But I'm just saying that, and I'll show you when I do the alternate head change up. All right, so you can see right here, he has all real clothing. This figure looks amazing. So you can see that, the clothing on that. Okay, let's see if I could get it to focus a little bit better on his head. Okay. I think it's because all this other stuff is just in the way. There you go. Yeah, he clearly stands on his own. He does not have peg holes. You can see his hand, even the stitches in his hand. Well, the staples. The good guy's jumpsuit. This is just a fun figure. And I got a feeling that a lot of people are going to like this video because it's Chucky. He's just iconic. Okay. And so there you go, folks. All right. So he has all real clothing on. His head, it's like, you could tell, like the neck is like, this head is really oversized. But it just fits his figure. But you get some mobility right there because of that small joint that's in there. Side to side. Obviously, you can get it to spin around. His arms, he's a little small, so watch it if my hands are in the way. He will hit 90. He does have rotation right there at the shoulder. So they made it to where the shoulder will rotate in the actual shoulder, which is very different. Usually they have it like somewhere in the arm where it will rotate, but it's in the actual upper shoulder right there. So you have your shoulder, yeah, and that's where you're going to get it. That rotation is right there, right at the shoulder. And then I'm not sure with his clothes on if he has double jointed arms, or if they're single, but yeah, they're double jointed for sure. There's that little extender piece that's right in there. Okay, so obviously you're not going to get no rotation amongst there. And then you get the hand movement with the hinge. There are no alternate hands to this, and I'm going to tell you off of experience from doing the TikTok video that, yeah, he does hold the guns. Both of them do. So, yeah, there you go. So right here below here, we're going to check and see what kind of rotation they have. He does have it, and he does have some ab crunch to him. Don't know how the gear system looks amongst there. How it looks underneath the clothing, because the clothing is on very tight and I don't plan on taking them apart. So one thing that's real funny is during the other unboxings of the Chucky figure, I always wondered why one leg would always kind of bow out. And I think it's because what Neca's doing is they're trying to make these figures identical to how Chucky would walk and how he looked in the movie. So you got to give... It's not an error, okay, to where he's a little bow-legged on one leg. You got to give them credit for what they're doing, because they're trying to give us the best possible Chucky for the money. You know, more bang for your buck. I mean, you could obviously pay more if they ever come out with like a Mezco 112 figure of this or other figures that are like that, but I mean, his hips don't lie. He has a hip movement right there. And then as far as joint work on the knee, looks like he is on a single for the knee. So that's about where you're going to get there. And then he has on the feet, his feet do go up and down, and they do have tilt rocker to them, and you can move them around however you would like. But he stands, yeah, on his own. So yeah, this figure is super cool. I like it all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and change his head out, and then I'm going to show you that joint. And then I'm also going to show you how he looks with the new head. All right, so here he is with the small joint. You can see right there. That's what I'm talking about. Look at how small that is. So these can break. But for some reason, this one's hanging in there. It's doing really good. And I've already messed with it. I don't know how many times it changed the heads out. But yeah, you just got to be careful with it. And during all these toy reviews that I have done in the past, I have found you can't force some of these figures. You got to kind of work with them a little bit. That way you don't break them. All right, so I changed out the head from this one. The more like he's getting ready to have a good time head. You know, where they're thinking of the plan. And he's like, yeah, yes, yes. To this one where they're actually executing and they're having fun. If I display him in my display, he's probably more likely going to be with that head. But from time to time, I think I would switch him out. And, you know, because this figure is just so fun to have. All right, folks, so here we have Tiffany. She is very top heavy, and one of her legs is a little loose. Her legs are a little loose, but as you could tell, you could see, oh yeah, I promised you on the bottom, the Chucky one does not have holes in the bottom of the feet, but she does. So she's going to line up with some Neca stands. I don't have one available right now, so all my Neca stands are amongst their peers in their glass cases right now. So yeah, I gotta buy some new ones. So, but definitely she has holes in the bottom of her feet. I will show you that after I show you her. She's very top heavy. Her head is very heavy. So you can see you got those piercing eyes. Wow, this figure is just beautiful. Knocks it out the park. She has the big breast. She also has the heart. All you got to do is just add the Jennifer Tilly voice to her, and you have Tiffany all the way. You got the little combat boots that she wears. Also, she has stockings amongst underneath her dress. We will get to that. And the best part is she has all real clothing, so it's super cool. I think the only part that's actually mounted onto her is her garment that covers her breast. So that is actually part of the mold. So you can see that there. All right, folks. So I want to give her a turn so that way you can see. Look, the way that they did the zipper on there. This thing is just right on the money. I mean, and then you can see her stockings from the back. There you go. Okay. Obviously, you can see the joint work right there. Yeah, she's on a single too, so you could see that. And then they should have gave her like some rotation at the top of the boot, but they didn't. But yeah, you could see that right there. So, and then we'll turn her around. All right, so let's get down to this review. You could see her, and then you get the wire amongst her dress, so you can position it however you would like. All right, so the head doesn't look down too well. Looks up pretty good. She hits that side to side where she looks really creepy. You know, imagine waking up and you see that thing staring at you from the side like that, you know, right before she murders you. And then her head's not going to really spin around because of the hair movement in there. And then amongst the jacket, it's hard to get any like real positioning for her, but she does have the rotation in that shoulder just like the Chucky did, and you can get the arms to move around. She does have the double jointed elbows, same as the Chucky. Let's make sure. Yeah, she does. There's that extender in there. Okay, and this is all vinyl, and it even has like zipper. You could hear that? That's zipper. Okay, that's how good they made this figure. You got the little the belt that holds her jacket together. You got all the holes that are in there with the rivets and everything else. They nailed this. I mean, nailed this figure. This figure is right on the money. The other thing is she also holds her weapons. So you would think the way that they got the nails and the way that their hands are open and all that, they knocked it out the park. She has a single hinge right there. More zipper work on the very back. Look at this, just the way that they did that through this whole side underneath. You can see the zipper. Yeah, when I said these are the best Chucky figures I have reviewed, I mean it. Like flat out. And then she also has rotation at the waist. She'll move around. And then when you lift her dress, okay, you can see her little legs, they run like that, okay. She has good kick movement. This is the one leg that's a little bit more looser than the other. So, and then you could even see that joint right there where you're going to get that rotation. See that? So you're going to get that, and then single knee, and then the actual feet. Not from the top of the boot, so they made it look like that, but you can see right there the joint. And then she barely has a little bit of tilt rocker to her. So she's a lot harder to get to stand on her own. And then on the very bottom, there you go, you can see the holes in the bottom of the feet. So that way you could put the Neca stands on them to get her to stand better, because she definitely needs a Neca stand. All right, folks, so here are the two with weapons in hand. I love that pose with Chucky holding that axe. Just timeless. I mean, you could make a photo op with this picture right here. Also, this thing brings a backdrop. So there's the backdrop that it also brung in there. So I left it back there hoping that you guys would catch it. But just in case I felt I needed to mention it, it is also a part of what you get in this combo pack. These are available right now, I believe, through the Neca store. Also, I don't know if online retailers are still carrying these. They came out last year sometime. I didn't get this 2-pack because it was so expensive when it came out. But then I think with all of the these blind boxes that Neca is doing, I think that they are people are selling the ones that they already had. So they're putting out really good deals on them. So now's the time to get it. And what I mean is I think that it was because there is the scan code of where it was and Neca covered it. So that's how you could tell that it was probably from one of those blind boxes. But for $37 what I paid for it, it was, yeah, you can't go wrong. And I'm so glad that I did. I should have bought these last year and unboxed and reviewed them last year when they first came out. All right, so here's one of my favorite poses that I get them to do. I also did a pose similar to this on the TikTok video. Yeah, I love the way that you could put her arm through his arm, like as if, you know, it's his girl, and they're out just like each one of them got a gun and they're just going to shoot the place up. You know, I mean, yeah, what more can you say about this? This is just an absolutely fun 2-pack. One of my more favorite fun ones to do. Yeah, I had a blast with these so much that I even had to do a TikTok video with the two of them because they are just hilarious. And the way that they look so real. I mean, Neca just nailed it. Each one has a gun. They knew what they were doing. Other than the fact that I wish that they would have had the nail gun in here. I mean, yeah, it would be cool. But Neca, if you do a version of Glenn, their son, you got to do him with the real clothing for that way he could format with these two. That way you could put him maybe in the middle, do like a family pose. You could even make like your own little greeting cards, whatever you want to do for Valentine's Day, for whatever it is, family day, however it is, and you could add Glenn in there. But hopefully Neca gives us an all clothing version of Glenn to match these two. All right, folks, so that's it for this review of the Chucky and Tiffany Bride of Chucky 2-pack. Available from Neca and is out now. If you can't find them on retail stores, your best bet is to hit up these eBays with these guys that are throwing out the deals on this, that are getting them from these blind boxes and they're selling them on there for fairly cheap. Because this thing on retail is like 60 or 65 bucks. And there's people on there that are having them just to blow them out for $37, $40, around that range. And you're still, as long as there's like free shipping or whatever, you're still really saving that way, because it is a Neca product. And prices are about to go up, folks. So just saying, grab them while you can. This 2-pack is one of my favorite ones to do. I'm so glad that I purchased this. Yeah, the rest is history. All right, like, comment, subscribe. From Moe's to yours. Good night, everyone.